Basically these are the two trades we currently are on now. This AED card, this EURCHF. So for security reasons, I should have been recording with the other phone to show you guys the account which are supposed to be documenting here. Sorry, just documenting here, but then this device here can't record the other way around in the dark. But then once daytime, I'll give you guys more updates. But then this currently, I've taken partials on this trade. This both trades should be giving 12k in profit, but then due to partials, profit will be reduced to 8k. So this is currently AED card, partials have been taken, and then this EURCHF. Now this EURCHF should be giving 2k, but then due to slippage, it didn't get exactly to 2k. But then if you go back to the chart, this is what AED card looks like. This is the entry, this is the partials, and then this is my final take profit. And then if I go over to EURCHF, you can see this is the entry, and this is the entry. You can see the entry is a very clean entry. You can see we started from this drop here, using confirmation, and then expecting price to get to 4k. So basically I removed my take profit because of market was about to close, so I expected that if market opened with a drop, I'll be able to catch that drop. But then this is where my TP should be 4k. It's 4k. So you see price was almost on my TP before it reversed. Price was on my TP before it's reversed. So basically that's it. I basically shared this trade to the free channel, this EURCHF trade. That's why I do share all my trades. So that will be all for now. I will update you guys in the morning. So this is trade there. As you can see, it's talking out that break even. So this one this is what it looks like on the chart. And if I go over to the charts, trying to be quick before the phone runs down. If I go over to the chart, you can see it here. It's taught me out here exactly here. Now this was the partials. So it's taught me exactly at this point, and I don't know if this is a retracement, but then this is how it is. So that was a break even with 1 hour on EURCHF. Without wasting much time, let me dive into how I caught this trade on EURCHF. Now basically I'll try to be fast, to be quick with this explanation because it's not that complicated. Basically I have 3 time frames for my analysis. I have the daily time frame, I have my higher time frame for my bias, my medium time frame for structure and setups basically, and then the lower time frame for confirmation. You understand? So once I see a break of structure on the daily time frame, that's basically my bias. You understand? If I see a break of structure, though there's more storyline to it, it's not just there's more storyline to it, but then I'm just trying to keep it simple. So on the daily time frame here, excuse my network is a bit bad. So let me get this back a little. Let me get this replay to a little. So how I saw the trade basically. So on the daily time frame here, I had this break of structure. Let me remove all these drawings. All these drawings. Remove all these drawings. Okay. So basically, on the daily time frame, I saw this break of structure here. So this was the daily break of structure I saw here. You can also see this is a double break of structure here. If you add this one, I don't know the strategy you use, but then if you add this to this is also a break of structure. But then the one I was more interested in, the break of structure I was more interested in, was this one here that caused this protected high here. So once we had this break of structure, price created this protected high, and then once we had the retracement, once price retraced, we now have this week low. So seeing the daily structure is bearish, I should be looking for what? Sells. Now on the 4 hours time frame, let's get into the 4 hours time frame, and then basically I saw my setup. Now what was my setup? My setup is basically a sweep of liquidity concepts. So I have to see a sweep of liquidity first. I have to see that the early sellers were taken out. So once I saw the early sellers had been taken out, it gave this zone more validity, or it gave this zone more I don't know the right word to put it, but then this zone became more stronger. This protected high became more stronger. So if price should break this high, the trend should change. But then to break this high, as long as price has taken out early sellers, it shows me that this zone here is a very strong supply. So I have to merge it with inducement. So once I merged my setup with inducement, now on the daily time frame, this is my POI, right? So after the sweep of liquidity, I had this break of structure on the 4 hours time frame, and then this inducement. Now my break of structure is very, very important that my break of structure should be a strong one, a strong displacement of structure, not just weak. Because most time people take this, once price weak out, they'll take this. If price breaks this structure only after this week out, it's not a valid break of structure. But then I have to go over to the line chart, and then this was the last break of structure. We have this break of structure. This was the last break of structure. We have the protected high, the close. So this was the next break of structure we have here. I don't know if you guys are getting the idea I'm trying to put out, but then if you're in the inner circle or in the public group, you should understand more of what I'm saying. But then I have to make sure the break of structure was the strong displacement, not just a liquidity sweep and then price taking out the structure of the liquidity sweep. So now I have this POI. This is the 4 hours. This is my 4 hours POI right here. Excuse me for your eye. So this is my 4 hours POI, and if I go over to the daily time frame, I'm not trying to rush this class, okay? If I go over to the daily time frame, those that trade key level will say this is the key level once price gets here and all that, but then I don't do all those stuffs. So basically what I'm waiting for is price to do what mitigates my POI. I've seen my sweep of liquidity, my valid break of structure, my inducements, and then I have my POI. So basically I enter using I enter with confirmation, right? But then due to my technicals have improved a lot, so I'm trying to remove confirmation from my strategy and all that, though I'm still in the process of forward testing to gain confidence and all that stuff. But then I took this trade with and without confirmation. And I shared both of them to the free Telegram. Excuse me, let me try this. So I shared both of them to the, so entering my stop loss should be at the protected, should cover the protected high, and then my take profit at the week low. So let's see how price play out. Try to reduce this to 3. So price tapped in here previously. Excuse me. So price tapped in here at midnight, and then we had this what would I call it? This push to the downside. So I thought this was the move, but then this wasn't the real move. price had to dig deeper into this POI, and I think get to the week. That's the clear if you trade that stuff. But then price has to get deep into this POI and mitigate the week before reversing. So I'm going to get how I. So once price got to this, so as price was moving deep into this POI, I was then looking for my confirmation. So my confirmation is usually a breakout, price breakout. So I posted this in the free Telegram. I'm trying to make this a bit more. I don't know if I'm rushing this class, but then you guys will have to pardon me. This is my first time to do like a public stuff like this, right? So this was the law looking to take out. This was the law looking to take out. So once price took out this low, I will look for a retest to this breakout, and then that will be my that will be where I will sell from. That will be basically where I will sell from, and then my stop loss will be above the structure. That's okay. Once we had this breakout structure, now we have a new protected high, and then it's just simple as that. Then we have the week low and other stuff. But then I won't be digging deep into strategy. So I'll play the see price has tapped into the breakout point. So my take profit is basically at the week swing of the 4 hours time frame. So just know that after every breakout structure in the market, we have a protected high and we have the week low in the bearish structure. So price is always going to do what? Attack the week low and do what? Protect the protected high. So if eventually price takes out the protected high, structure should change. You understand? So I think this is it. So I don't know why this is saying for 1:4 risk to reward, but then I think my stop loss was a bit much higher than this. Okay, this was how it was on my MetaTrader 5. So let me play it. You can see price I've tapped into my guys. Let me take wow. So as price tapped into my POI, we had a big drop. So confirmation gives you more sniper entries, precise entries, but then most times you tend to miss a lot of entries or most of your entries. So you can see this was the move here. Price got to almost 4 RR. So as price got to 2 RR, I take my partials. I take half risk. As I remove half risk from the table. So at this point, at 2 RR here, I have to cut my trade into 2 and take half, and then leave the rest to run to full take profit. So instead of a 1:4, I'll be getting a 1:3 gain, a 3R gain, or a 3% gain, depending on how much I risk and all that. But then my normal risk is 1%. I don't over risk and all that. So you can see that price edged my take profits. If price just would have gone a bit lower than this to take out this low, but then on MT5, on other brokers, price took out this low, but then spread was much. That's why I didn't close on MT5. But on my MT5, price took out this low, you understand? And then before this moved to the upside. So I basically took a hit here. This was when price took my break even. So I left the market with 1R. Now basically I'm on another trade on AUD card, which is basically moving well also. So it's the same storyline. I shared it to the prior. I didn't share this to the public channel because I had many things going on, so I just had to share it to the private and then move on. So this is basically the same thing. This is the daily time frame. I have my daily breakout structure. This is the bullish breakout structure, and then I have my setup structure on the 4 hours time frame, and then confirmation on the 15 minutes time frame. Confirmation on the 15 minutes time frame. So you can see the confirmation, price tapped in, and then we had this move here to take out this weak high. So I think that's all for now. So you guys should tell me how you see this chart breakdown. If you want more of this, I can make more of these videos. I don't know, but then I don't know how it's going to be if I upload it, but then yeah, that's basically how I traded EURCHF with the public channel.